What is going on, fellas? Welcome back to the channel, and today we got a new reaction for you. Now you might be wondering, just like last week we were hella reacting to Justice League and I don't know, Superman and the trailer and the movie review. Well, this week we're actually going to spend all this week reacting to Godzilla vs. King Kong, because that's actually coming out Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be a really big movie, and I'm going to watch it, I'm going to review it, I'm going to do the spoiler review, and now I'm going to also react to several scenes. Now the video we got today is we're actually going to look at the evolution of Godzilla. Now, before we check out the video, we're actually going to give you basically what do I know about Godzilla. For me, I grew up in the early 2000s, so the only type of Godzilla that I've watched were kind of like the old, like the newer ones, but not like the 2010s or anything. Basically, literally like the early 2000s, those type of Godzillas. Like I don't know, I forgot. I can't remember the names, but I would have like some pictures, like some of their posters right over here, and maybe some of the posters right there. So those are the only type of Godzillas that I actually watched. I haven't seen like the older ones. I haven't seen any of the older ones. Now in regards to King Kong himself, I've seen some of this stuff, but that I'm gonna talk for King Kong. I'm gonna talk about that on the next video. This is straight up Godzilla. Learn about Godzilla, and we're gonna know more about Godzilla. So that's right. Right now we're actually going to react. So I'm gonna get this going. Okay. Let's see if we. Okay, I'm gonna get it up. All right, I got it right now. So actually the channel that we are going to react to, it's called Tell It Animated. So they actually made a video titled The Evolution of Godzilla Animated. So we're gonna look at it, and as I said, I don't really know much about Godzilla. I only know like the early 2000s of Godzilla, and anything before that I probably don't know. So this is actually a learning experience for me. So we are going to look at this now. Also, don't forget, this is not a market-based substitute, so if you guys want to go ahead, check out the original content, the link will be in the description. Don't forget about that, and let's play.
Since being awoken by atomic bombs, Godzilla has lit up the silver screen. But his looks seem to be ever-changing. Starting with the original, let's go through his theatrical looks and story.
Okay.
Animated. In his first ever appearance, Godzilla has small arms, thick legs, and dorsal plates down his spine.
Like a T-Rex.
His pupils are tiny, and he has fangs and pointy ears.
Okay.
After attacking Japan, he gets disintegrated to bone. A new Gigantus, Godzilla, appears in Godzilla Raids Again. This monster is thinner, with longer arms, a smaller head, and larger pupils. When in close-ups, his teeth appear to be jutting out. Sadly, he's buried in ice. But in King Kong vs. Godzilla, he busts free. He's now in color, is more plump, toeless, and has a lizard-like head with yellow eyes, no ears, and no fangs. He faces off against a giant ape, tumbling into the ocean, only to be washed ashore in Mothra vs. Godzilla. Now he's slimmer, has a wider head, wide eyes, and smooth, shiny brows. As his rampage continues, he gets covered in silk and again drops into the sea. But in Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, he's back, now with a slimmer face and longer tongue. From this film on in the original series, Godzilla now defends humanity from more evil monsters. In Invasion of Astro Monster, Godzilla is thinner, his dorsal plates have more definition, his claws are dull, and his head is rounder. He shows off his new dance moves before briefly being put under alien mind control. Ibara, Horror of the Deep, gives Godzilla less angry brows. He battles against a big lobster and narrowly escapes an exploding island. In the sequel, Godzilla's neck is elongated. He's pudgier, and his dorsal fins are flimsy looking. His nose is also stubbier, and his eyes are bugged out. Oh, and he's now raising a hideous son. In Destroy All Monsters, he's slimmer, while his face appears more like it did in Astro Monster. He's put under alien mind control again, but once free of their control, he turns on them. For the next three sequels, his look remains consistent. In the first, he helps his son face off against a bully. However, this all takes place inside the dreams of a young boy, so... Moving on. Next, in Godzilla vs. Hedorah, he opposes a pollution monster, and when curled up like a shrimp, he can now fly backwards. In Godzilla vs. Gigan, Godzilla has gained the ability to speak, while his suit, skin, starts ripping during his triumphant battle. He appears slimmer in Godzilla vs. Megalon, with a shorter neck, soft bright dorsal fins, and a round pig-nosed face. He boasts a long-distance dropkick, but this movie is mostly about a size-changing robot, so let's keep going.
A robot?
In the next two films,
so
Godzilla
weird.
has an angrier expression and more detailed muzzle. He uses a magnetic upgrade to protect an ancient god from Mechagodzilla. And in the sequel, faces him once more. But this timeline's Godzilla is sent to retirement, and 9 years later, a reboot Godzilla appears. This one's taller,
1984.
has larger dorsal fins, a fourth toe, and his fangs and ears make a return. Although his reign is short-lived as he trips into a volcano, only to explode out in the sequel. He has a smaller head, a more muscular build,
1989.
larger outer fins, and a cat-like face with a secondary row of teeth.
like a cat?
He takes on a giant plant monster who gets turned
I
into
had a
glitter.
toy.
In
I was
Godzilla
growing- I had a
vs.
toy like
King
that.
Ghidorah, his original form, the Godzillasaurus, is taken out of the 1940s and exposed to modern-day radiation, turning him into a taller, muscular, and angrier-looking Godzilla. He fights Mecha King Ghidorah and then
Mecha?
gets dumped into the ocean. In Godzilla vs.
That's how it
Mothra,
always ends. It always
he's
ends in the
thinner,
ocean.
his dorsal plates are rearranged, and his neck is more ribbed. His head is flatter, and he has golden eyes. He battles against Mothra and Batra, and once again is plunged into the ocean and locked in by Mothra's magical powers.
So is Godzilla
but
the villain?
somehow, in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla
Yeah, he's the
2,
villain. He keeps coming
he's
back.
back. He has slimmed down shoulders and slimmer legs. He's also raising a blue-toned baby Godzilla. This time he's defeated when his butt brain is destroyed, but he's easily revitalized just moments later. Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla features the bulkier original with less detailing in the neck and larger eyes.
is awesome.
Godzilla Jr., who is taller and chubbier with a greener color scheme. And a large flying blue crystallized Space Godzilla,
What?
who gets obliterated. In this timeline's final film, Godzilla is
1995.
glowing orange, and his son now looks more like a hunched version of his father. When the original Big G has a meltdown, his son absorbs the radiation and turns into the new Godzilla ready for action.
Holy crap, this is
But
Dragon
the
Ball.
series would be continually rebooted, dropping him altogether. The first American Godzilla appears as a large mutated iguana with blue dorsal spines
I've
and a
seen
hanging
this one.
dewlap.
I've actually seen this, the Roland Emmerich one. That Godzilla, oh bro, that movie sucked. And I remember growing up as a kid, I actually liked it, well, because it was like a disaster story. Oh, big monsters destroying stuff, so I'm like, oh my god, this is awesome, but now I'm looking at it, dude, oh, that movie's terrible, man. It's really, really bad. Let's back to the video.
This Godzilla also has hundreds of tiny raptor-looking offspring.
Yeah, it's like a team.
But this happy family is easily taken
Jurassic
out by
Park, man.
basic explosives. Back in Japan, in Godzilla 2000,
Godzilla
he appears
2000.
shorter, with green jagged skin, sharp purple spines, and a reptilian-looking face.
Yeah,
While
that's the
he's
one I
nearly
kinda
swallowed whole, he's good to go for the next reboot, Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, in which he's
Megaguirus.
lighter, with a longer neck, and smaller mouth. He defeats a giant flying insect and is then sent into a black hole. In Giant Monsters All-Out Attack, Godzilla is formed by the ghosts of vengeful World War II victims. He has smooth charcoal-colored skin, white dorsal fins, and a hunched neck. His face is less lizard-like, with pure white eyes and no ears. But this
Whoa.
Godzilla is mutilated by a drill missile, leaving only his beating heart behind. The following reboot, Godzilla
Dude,
Against
this is
Mechagodzilla,
so funny.
re-adds the jagged design elements and introduces a more wolf-like face. In the climax, he's blasted by a
This is the
beam,
one I
adding a
seen.
visible...
Now this is the one I actually did see, the 2002 one. I actually did like that one. That was a really, really good one that I actually really did.
scar to his chest for the sequel, Tokyo SOS, in which he's covered in silk and again flown into the bottom of the sea. Godzilla Final Wars features a taller, smoother, and more slender Godzilla, with longer ears and red eyes. This Godzilla fights against a multitude of creatures, including an upright standing 98 Zilla.
Really?
Then he and his hideous son head back to the ocean. In Shin Godzilla, he's first shown as a light-colored and armless creature, but quickly evolves, growing tiny arms and
2016?
becoming more red with bloody accents. His massive main form is darker with a much longer tail that has a little face on the end. His jaw can unhinge and split apart,
Whoa.
and he has a variety of handy new skills. He can also apparently reproduce human hybrids from his tail tip, but he's given a freezing agent, ceasing his evolution. The anime trilogy depicts a muscular, rounded Godzilla with a tree bark-like
Anime?
texture. 19,000 years later, he sports beard-like spikes and grows to his largest on-screen size, easily allowing him to become the ruler of Earth. Meanwhile, back in 2014, a plump American Godzilla appears. This titan has jagged dorsal plates, wide elephant-like feet, and noticeable gills. He comes out of hiding to stop two hideous star-crossed lovers. In Godzilla, King of the Monsters, he's taller and beefier. His lower half looks less stubby, his tail tip is more blunt, and his dorsal fins are less sharp and artfully glowing. Later, he's given extra radiation, and after ashes rain down on him, he gets a fiery new look and power upgrade, helping him to retain his kingly crown. Thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. And as always, thank you to the patrons for supporting the channel. If you'd like to see more kaiju evolutions like King Ghidorah, Mechagodzilla, or King Kong,
I actually didn't. So, I guess the main things to basically that I got from the video is that, holy crap, is essentially they all tried to connect with the previous movies. Like, essentially, I guess the movies where Godzilla, you guess you have to have three things. One, you have to bring him back by some weird way, like literally a heart of him, and then he grows back, and then like the weirdest one, like World War II, like all the ghosts from World War II come back and make a Godzilla. I'm like, they literally try like making what? We gotta come up whatever we think, we just bring him back, and then he has to destroy buildings, and then he has to die, but yet trying to find a way, you know, where you could come back later. So apparently that's something that I actually didn't thought too much about it, that, you know, he actually does keep coming back and they do keep killing him off. I mean, in the beginning they don't really kill him off, they just throw him into the sea, and then he just like, I'm tired, he's gonna go to sleep. He's gonna hibernate. So that's why. So they just throw him into the sea and then he just disappears. I guess that's pretty cool. Video, I'm actually gonna go ahead and leave a like, and you guys should really check it out. And this was actually a really great content. Like I said, it will be down in the description below if you guys want to see more. And that's pretty much it, guys. So those are like all my opinions on the evolution of Godzilla. Basically, this guy has like a long history and he has fought a lot of people. And I can't wait to see this movie on this Thursday. So we're gonna check it out, we're gonna review it. On our next video, we're gonna be doing some. We're also gonna react to another YouTube video. So, out of all of these design of Godzilla, let me know down in the comment section which one is your favorite design. For me, my favorite design would have to be I have like two. It's either the 2002 one, because that's the one I basically grew up with, and I really do like the design, or the 2000 one, the one where he's all green but like sharp as hell. Because I'm like, when I think of Godzilla, I think of he has like a spikes, but like his skin is like really sharp as heck. That design of Godzilla is the one I really like the most. And also, let me know what is your least favorite design. My least favorite will have to be the Roland Emmerich one, because that's a straight up, that's a T-Rex, man. Like, dude, come on, God, you suck. That one probably be my least favorite design of the Godzilla. As well, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the World's Entertainment channel for more content. Pretty much it, guys, and I'll see you next time, because we're out of here.